Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Zaki number 2. In this video we are looking at Sentinels versus Dignitas. I was not ready to start recording. They literally give you 10 seconds before the game starts. Like, okay. I was like getting my camera ready, they were just casting and suddenly we're in the game. I'm like, okay. Better start recording. Okay, so Sentinels is already having a good start against Dignitas. Wow, Dignitas is already 2v. Oh, actually, it's a 2v3. 2v3.
What Sentinels can do on defense, and the brick wall is still very much.
I'm hoping that the audio should be okay, but I didn't really have the time to fix it. I'm not kidding. They literally showed the gameplay 10 seconds before it started. Like normally it's like a minute or something before it starts.
In a double elimination
anyway,
and Sentinels, well, they should have the top seed after plays like this. Shazam and Dapper taking turns. Perfect re-peek as you get Zombs and Sinatra helping from CT, and you just gotta love the way this team plays. Always hitting that initial headshot and then has backup if things get messy.
Cypher cam long. He really only has to stay for a second, and then he can leave if they need to rotate over. Start using that cam now. Dignitas trying to work towards mid, pushing out. Oh my gosh, Shazam knows he has the aggression. It's just a ghost and it's just sick again.
Bro, did I miss something? Because Sentinels is going off right now, bro, and Dignitas, the last game I watched of them, they won against TSM. It went into overtime. Both teams played incredibly well.
Let's take a look here at the buys from both sides. Do they have enough money for Shanks' operator? Yes, they have.
From what I remember, so Shanks and Sam were the top fraggers of the game I watched, and actually reacted to, so you can watch it with me actually. I think it was my most recent video.
Transition back and forth.
Obviously, we're only 2 rounds in, so what happens next, no one knows, of course, but
you're definitely going to get different tendencies out of a player. So,
by the way, the last video previous to this one, I should say, may not be actually a tournament because I recorded a lot of reaction videos yesterday. But regardless, you'll be able to find it. It might be like 6 videos previous, though.
Honestly. Coming down to a minute on this. It's a big intel grab. The cam's mid here.
Sentinel is trying to keep a good hold. Oh, and a quick takedown on Superman. The question is, can Shanks bring some of this back? Because both Shanks and Sam were top fraggers in the last game.
But they have rotated from some early
Shanks was pulling op plays that only Wardell really knows how to do, it seems, and Sam was pulling off some phantom plays, just showing exactly who was king of the game. But is Sentinels ready for this push? I don't think so. Sick gets a nice quick pick, which is good. Actually, maybe Sentinels is ready. Sinatra gets a quick pick on employees, but Sinatra also gets taken down by Shanks, one of Dignitas' top fraggers. And now it would be a 3 versus 2. However, Sentinels does have to reclaim C-site, and that's sort of what we were talking about, is that Sentinels weren't really ready for this push at C-site. However, they can still bring this back. But it's going to be difficult because, as far as I'm concerned, right now at least, Dignitas, well, they did have the top fraggers, and it sounded quite well there. I was thinking myself, Shanks with an op and Sam with a phantom at C-site. What's he doing?
Get a return on investment with
at C-site, that to me would have struck me as worrying for Dignitas, because for Sentinel, sorry, because both Shanks and Sam, they are very, very good players with their respective weapons. Shanks is a really good op player from what I noticed, and Sam is also playing very nicely as well with the phantom, as we can see right here. If I trip over my words or anything like that, I quite literally woke up 40 minutes ago-ish. I'm on my first cup of coffee right here. But in my last reaction video, I was so tired, and I don't like being tired in videos, at least visibly tired. Sometimes I record videos tired in terms of, voiceover, but I don't want to come off with bags in my eyes, should I say, or under my eyes. So.
Sentinels lose their camera, so they have to play a little bit more up for this information. I like the way they're doing that.
I would rather be fresh when we're reacting to videos, you know what I mean? Anyway,
closes off that line of sight angle, and Shazam
currently just working at A long. Oh, but now they are ready to try and take A short, and bro, when you see that, but Shazam still gets the op pick really nicely, in fact.
There's no utility following up these strategies that allows them safely.
Dapper has that one on lock, and now there's only
That first big
one more
push is
player
in,
at
shut down
C
the
short,
right,
and
right?
that's
You
just been
take out the
A short,
blade
sorry, and
stormer,
that's just been
quick
done like
shakes out his
that.
back, and you know the
Sinatra
rest
with
of the team is just running with pistols. Yes, it's a sheriff.
the
They find a
Odin
headshot,
or
they're gonna
Ares,
take
I
out
couldn't
one of
see.
you, but you got the better weapons to lock down the site.
And now
Trades are
poised.
always in place. And you can just
The
see a
issue,
little
of course,
two-over
is where
kill.
is
Shazam
the
working
spike?
Alongside Zombs. Meanwhile, it's going to be Sinatra
They need to
and
reclaim
Dapper
that
running
spike,
through
and that
first.
spike
Here's
is in a
Shazam with
territory
another
that
big
does not
opportunity. He
belong to them
misses,
anymore,
wide
so
left.
how are they
Is
going to
there
get
a
that?
punish?
I don't think it's
Floating
going to
right click.
happen.
They're just playing with their food. They'll grab the op for the next round.
Bro,
and Sentinels are just
Dignitas
having
impressed
fun
me
this
so
series.
much in the last game, and the thing is, right, is that TSM versus Sentinels has been really close games. They've been really tied up, I would say, in terms of how people look at the teams. Basically, I think they've very much, in a lot of people's eyes, had joint #1 team reputation in terms of Sentinels TSM. TSM and Dignitas really went head to head in the last game that I watched. Dignitas did really well for a while, then TSM did really well, and then Dignitas brought it back. Dignitas is not having the same fate as of right now. Of course, we're only 5 rounds in, so that could change. I'm hoping for Sentinels that there's some level of comms going on, that C is actually being attacked. However, Zom still manages to pull it off with 8 HP left. Def gets a nice hit on Shazam at mid. The thing is, Sentinels know he's there, and that's going to be difficult now for Def. I don't think Def has this with 2 people on his neck. Dapper gets the quick pistol hit on him, and that will be 5-0 Sentinels to Dignitas. But again, 6 rounds in, who knows what's going to happen? You know, it could literally be that Dignitas, you know, once Sentinels gets overly confident, because normally what happens, and we've gone over this before, if you've watched these videos with me, Sentinels normally gets a couple punches in the face, figures out what the game plan is, and then punches back 2 times harder. Sentinels hasn't had any rounds yet being taken away from them, so that's quite interesting. Normally they need a couple punches in the face in order to get a game plan going, but this time around they just have it. The question is Dignitas now going to figure out how Sentinels is playing and do a Sentinels on them, essentially figure out Sentinels game plan and work it forward from there? But it's not looking like it. Superman gets taken out by Shazam, gets a quick poised kill, essentially on flank. They're actually feeling so confident to actually be able to push now, but, pardon me, Shazam, oh my gosh, bro. Okay, so now it's a 2 versus 4, 1 versus 4. Cypher's not in a good position right now, and this is just something else.
They want to smother their opponent. They don't want Dignitas. They think they even have the chance.
I haven't even been recording for 10 minutes, and at this rate, we're almost halfway into the game. This is absolutely crazy. Obviously, I say almost halfway. It would be halfway, but we have to take into account that Dignitas may get a couple rounds in, or more than that. They may even have a huge comeback. Of course, if they do have a huge comeback, it will be massive, because right now Sentinels is on a 6-point lead, which means Dignitas would need 7 rounds consecutively to get themselves back in the game, which is going to be difficult. But who knows? Anything can happen in Valorant. This for all we know could be the quarter. But it's not looking like it, which is I'm getting a quick pick on poised.
Maybe a res play here to come up with some strength and get a gun for themselves.
Is Dignitas going to start playing more aggro, or I think right now the part of the issue is Dignitas are to be fair, no, they are kind of grouped up together. I was going to say they're too scattered, but they are very grouped up together. The issue right here is that they're so grouped together that
and so far they are seeing nothing.
Okay, that's good for them.
Some trouble, though, as 2 kills
But this is what I was worried about for Dignitas, is that because they're all so close together, they're actually very easy picks potentially
Shazam with some heroics. Can he pull it off?
in one area. However, Sentinels is in a tricky spot right here. Is Shazam going to be able to defuse this? I don't think so. Only on the basis. No way. Okay. Well, Dignitas needed that. So, GG's to Dignitas for that light, you know? I mean, it was still very close. Is this a sign that Dignitas gets a few rounds in, maybe even gets a comeback? That's something we're going to be finding out at some point in the near future.
And yeah, it almost seems to be when you have equal number of bodies on the same site as Sentinels, you have an opportunity to win that fight.
Quick maths.
All right, let's take a look at the opening pick. Where is First Blood going to end up on the map? There's been an 8 challenge every round in the first 20 seconds.
Looks like we may get one as well. Shanks
chugging that coffee like my life depends on it.
They've done it every single round, and he's going to drop 2 players to half health.
I got an especially big mug for this one.
Already have enough information that pushing Sick down mid would be one of the plays, and we saw just behind Sick was Shazam.
Sinatra just wants to get a lucky kill there.
Having an extra component here if Sentinels is trying to push out, if they're trying to set the pace of a round.
Sinatra knows his spam spots, and he is just pre-firing in case he's down short instead, though, with the quad stack down long A. The universal smokes are coming out from the Omen, who's tucked away over at the C cubby, and Zom seems to know exactly where he's at. Meanwhile, action is here on the site.
They teleport
this is different. Is Dignitas really going to come back now, bro?
Works for them as they set up. Sage goes
it could happen.
Try to cover that. Poised is going to do what he can on the
either that or it ends up being like 12-2.
They feel like giving up a few more rounds.
Because Dignitas, this is the thing, Dignitas needs so much momentum to bring this back, but it can still happen. Remember, Sentinels is actually only halfway to the victory here. Anything could happen when it's halfway. Even if it was 8-1, 9-1, it could still change. I mean, if Sentinels is able to take it to 6-0, there's no reason why Dignitas can't do something similar. They have very talented and skilled players, so and it's clearly not going to be a win for Sentinels on this round. It looks like they're sort of just accepting that, dealing with it, and probably working on a game plan for forward.
Playing as a team on these, going in together, even if
someone wrote throwing because they feel bad for them. Imagine.
After post plant, which is working out.
Imagine if there was like a rule that we didn't know about, where like you're not actually allowed to go 12-0.
Having to dry peak. That's what we were worried about. Sentinels is hitting all their shots, so it seemed like Dig needed to use more util. They're still finding windows of opportunity without having to do that, and we'll see if this camera once again gets put by Dapper here in lower. Dig really hasn't.
By the way, I may end up at some point, I wouldn't say very soon, but in the somewhat near future, streaming these like watch parties. He gets a huge return on investment on that cam. I want to test out a few things first before we do that, though. And it's also important to note that this isn't a Valorant watch party channel. This is a Zaki watch party channel. So I'm gonna be watching everything that interests me. It just so happens to be that Valorant Esports also interests me. That being said, though, what's about to happen here? Because Sentinels, they are, I feel like, walking into a Sentinels territory. However, Sentinels does not even have any awareness that they're there, and Shanks actually gets a nice pick. What's going to happen here, though, because it's 3v3, 2v2, or 2v3, but Cypher's hardly alive now. How is this going to work out for Dignitas now? The spike has not been planted yet. Sentinels could still bring this back.
Shazam, though,
and maybe they will, because that was a very important play.
Not planted yet. Now it goes down over at C as you saw the rotation
but
coming through from Psalm.
I don't think Sentinels has this now. Shazam's going to have to pull something crazy, which he could well do. Oh my, no he doesn't. No he does not. No he does not.
Is going to lock this one up for the 7th round for Sentinels.
Oh my god, bro. Those are the plays that I live for. Like
face of his opponent.
Clutch
And
is the
again,
word.
comes
Clutch
up
is
big
the
in these
right
rounds.
word for that, bro.
Can't
That
stop
was
this guy once he gets the AUG,
awesome.
knows he has to switch. Maybe drop that and get the drop back.
Oh,
And
that
here we
was
see how
not
it
for
starts off.
Sentinels
So
to
that was
win.
Def with a cage that is just
That
gonna
was
give
not for
enough of an
Sentinels to win.
angle for
Apologize
Shanks
for
to
the
peek from
yawning.
top,
It's
but
not.
the closeout
It's
here from
just because I'm
Sentinels.
pretty much just
This should
woken
have
up.
been a Dignitas round, a small misplay, one missed bullet. and
Thing is that
Shazam's
in my line of
gonna
work,
punish
I
you.
don't have to
You
go
mentioned
to an
before that
office
round,
or drive to
14
an office or
overall as a
something
elite
else like I
server.
used to have to do. So I basically
Incredible
wake
that
up, go
him,
downstairs,
Sinatra,
and
Sick can all
have my
switch
coffee
around the
and get ready for the
aggression
day.
and play style that they bring to each game.
And I think
And
I've only
it
been
doesn't
awake
affect
for
them.
now
It
for an
doesn't give
hour,
them any
so
bad habits switching over to
it'd
maybe
be like
being
that.
more intel and having to play back. Oh my
But a
no.
nice
God,
quick
Shanks
pick from
never
Shazam on
to
Shanks,
miss
and that was
shot.
important because
Shazam
Shanks
makes
is,
quick work
as
of
far
the
as I'm
error,
concerned, one of
as now it's
Dignitas'
Dapper.
top
He's still looking
fraggers
for
along
the
with
other four.
Sam.
They're already checking
Def
the
gets
angles
taken out
defense.
quite
Such a
easily there,
sneaky sneak
and that
down
was a
there
bad
that
idea for
nobody's
Dapper to
able
bring
follow
out
the first
his
person, and it's a one-kill trade back and forth.
his
Lady comes
utility
out from the
at that point.
Cypher,
But Sick
dropping the
makes up for
fedora.
it, and now Shazam
All the
also looks like he's
information
going to
has
make up for it.
been
But
gathered.
Superman
Shazam
quickly
can't
gets a
convert
pick
it
and
into
another
kills.
pick too.
Superman is able to hold
The
strong there
thing
with
is
back-to-back
Sam
headshots.
going to be able to pick a 1
Now
versus
seeking
2. Now,
Psalm.
Sentinels knows where
Off
he
a
is, and it
1v2
is a
of his
2
own.
versus 1, which is
Drones out,
bad.
and that will cost him his
And
life.
there we go. And
As
honestly,
Sinatra
Sam
runs
is.
around the corner and finds
Okay,
the
that's a
last
bit
headshot.
unfair.
8-2 Sentinels looking at a possible 10-2
That's a bit unfair, Sinatra.
I like the idea. It's like,
That's a bit
but they
unfair,
hear the
bro.
drone, they're gonna rush you.
I mean, GG's and all, but
sometimes you try to make the biggest brain.
that
play,
yeah,
it's just
I don't know. You can't really, you can't
Superman got 2 that round, but I
you
didn't
can't
notice he
teabag
took
someone
on
who
a
just
donut previously.
did all
That's
that.
gotta feel
Like,
good to at least get a kill or two. But every round he's been.
but I have a
the
feeling
rest,
Sinatra
making
may
waves while the rest of
have
the
some
squad's
pent
working
up. I don't
together.
know. I was gonna say he may have some
Work and
pent
play
up
from the only
feelings
easy
because
work.
you know
We'd
he's
love to
not
see
top
him on the
fragging
group
right
or
now,
at
but
least
he
have a
in
buddy
fairness
with him
does
at
have
all
6
times.
kills and
We'll
8
see if that
assists,
comes to
so he
play in
does
the
still
last
have
rounds
quite a
here
bit of
with
damage
Def.
output right now. But Zoms just has.
just so
Actually, I was
on
going to
point. They
say
don't give us
Zoms has
much
just been put down a bit, but when we
flash
look
dash
at
strategies where
Dignitas,
Omen
it's
and
already
Jet are
a
working together
1v3
here,
at this
combining
point. Now it's
abilities to
almost a
make sure
1v2
they're maybe
with
getting the
Jet
trade
being
that
so
they want.
weak.
Oh
But
my
that was
word,
just
Sick
such an
didn't look
obvious
far enough
and
into the
hilarious
corner, and
play. No
Superman makes
offense
quick
to
work of that play.
Sick there. He should have checked that angle. And now it looks like Sentinels has really thrown to a certain extent this round to somewhat extent. Obviously, Sentinels does have 3 versus 2 now, and that is good for them, but they really could have had that 3 versus 3, or sorry, that 4 versus 2 had they looked in the corner, but it'd be like that on
Every
Valorant
bit of
sometimes,
knowledge that
so.
nothing's coming up long A, nothing's going to be around short with the use of that camera, but he hears Omen long now. Dapper trying to see what
People
he
are
can
saying
do in
that
this trade as
there was a reason why he didn't check, and some people are saying this match is
smoke.
fixed, so I don't
Remember,
know.
here.
Regardless, though, it's a 2v1, and actually Superman's in a horrible situation right now. This is not going to happen. It would never happen.
Shazam retakes his lead.
I think
Keeping track?
Yeah,
I think Sentinels shouldn't be teabagging them.
Okay, who's got the one?
Like,
the one belongs to
their results are speaking
Ooh,
for
and
themselves
there
right
is
now.
Dignitas.
Unless
Like,
Dignitas is
they're
like,
actually getting a
maybe there's some trash talk I don't know about
Your
between the two,
classic
but
colors. 9-2 here. Sentinels
when you're winning this hard,
even harder into this last round.
the results are speaking for themselves. Dignitas already knows that they're going 2-9 here. There's no point in rubbing the salt in. I mean, realistically, it's going to take 3 more rounds, and the game will be over, and we'll have a 20-minute game at that rate, which, because currently we've been recording for 18 minutes 30. What's Def going to do here? At this rate, I'll be able to react to the next game too. Normally, I wouldn't be able to do that because normally if the game runs for an hour, I have to charge the battery for about an hour, but it's 20 minutes. And yeah. But Def gets a nice quick thing, and now this is definitely Dignitas' round. There is no denying that almost. Unless someone in Sentinels pulls off similar plays to what Def just did, which could happen, who knows.
They made so much noise.
Also, I haven't eaten breakfast today, so if you see me eating, that would be why. But this is Sentinels' round.
From Dignitas to close things out.
Really, really good momentum to come to the second half with, especially that third round. We know how Sentinels can take that pistol round oh so quick, especially from the attacking side that they will be switching to. And this is a have to retake. See what Zoms can do here with the Sentinels Sova. That's going to be
Mr. Sinatra.
Sinatra. Like, it's not Shazam, but it is an S. These guys doing it to me with their changes.
So many
I mean,
still in the morning.
that was
I'm not
Dignitas
awake
round.
yet. Your brain is way faster than mine at this moment, so you're winning in
I
that
literally was
aspect.
like 6.
And the only reason that was Dignitas round was the start. Def really set themselves up. Yeah, Def really set them up for that.
This is what we didn't see Dig doing, is trying to
Because
push up into Sentinel's
Def
strat
literally
right
took
away.
out 1 or 2
Getting a
of
little
Sentinel's
under their
star
skin,
aggro
because it
players.
almost
The
seems
first
impossible,
one
but
was
it's
sick, I
not.
believe.
You can pick up a
They may have
few
taken out
of those
Shazam, I
rounds.
can't remember now.
Unfortunately, only 3 for Dig here as their backs against the wall versus Sentinels on their favorite side of any map, attack.
Def was really strong towards the end of that.
People are
first
saying
half,
that,
and he's going to need to be a key player on the defense.
Dignitas
here.
did
Normally you're
not
gonna see some action over
study
from the
Sentinels,
Cyphers
they
up
only
start.
study
It looks like
TSM,
they're
which,
chilling at B, but
while
so far,
probably
this is kind of how I
isn't
expected
true,
the series to go. But I thought Haven
maybe
would
it is, but I would doubt it's true. You can see where the joke comes from, because Dignitas did really well versus TSM. I mean, of course, TSM did manage to bring it back in many ways. I think they had like an 8 or 7 point streak or something on Dignitas, but Dignitas did start off even better than that, and they closed out, I believe it was what, like 14-12 or something like that.
Actually, what you should do every time.
Okay, and we're back. Okay, sorry, I had a Discord call from a friend, so just needed to say sorry, but reacting right now.
And that's your objective there. Just pinging.
But anyway, we're already back in, and Sentinels is just, I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't say they're dominating, but they're doing very well.
From Sentinels from the get-go.
Oh, well, maybe,
credit Shazam's team.
I don't know, I mean, Dignitas is really low right now.
For headshots. He's found 3 already. Dapper is going to find the remaining 2, and that is going to be a 10th round for Sentinels. 3 away from making it a clean 2-0. And it would be 26-3 if they close it out here by winning the final rifle round.
That is absurd. Absolutely absurd.
Well, this looks like it's going to be over quick, I ain't gonna lie. 10-3, bro. If this goes 12-3, I'm going to feel really bad for Dignitas. And also, it sort of foils my plans, because I was going to be making a video about Dignitas, and it was, well, I'm not going to be able to make it if they lose like this.
Saw paranoia is going to stop anyone from,
because it was sort of going to be talking about Dignitas' dominance, but this isn't very dominant of them, so
has ducked into this cubby, and it doesn't look like Zoms is nearly aware of it, but I assume the Omen will be checking his corners if he's moving forward.
The thing is now, though, is that I believe Sentinels has sides have switched, and of course we all know that that can change everything. That's in fact what did change everything for TSM versus Dignitas.
And it looks like that's what's going to be up the gut on it.
How do they know? I don't know. Maybe they don't. It looked like he knew that there was someone there, but I can't really tell. Okay, Boys gets a nice pick on Zoms, but now Sentinels is hungry for that, and it looks like they may have this. It's a 4 versus 3. As long as they can keep this area, which I thought someone was going to lose that, but he did not. And oh my gosh. There is no way they go 12-3, bro. Oh gosh. Yesterday was clearly Dignitas' day, but I don't know what's going on right now. Sam, the actual main difference I'm seeing right now is that Sam isn't holding the role that he was yesterday, because Sam was going off yesterday. Going off in ways I was not expecting him to do. Mainly because I haven't seen him play a lot of Valorant, and he really stood out, but today, in this game specifically, he's bottom fragger, which obviously this isn't all about fragging, but if that's your role in the team, and if that's what you're good at for the team composition, and then you're not doing that, that can have and is having an effect right now. Because all it takes is for one slip-up of Dignitas, or one really good play for Sentinels, and it is over for Dignitas. Currently it's a 4v4 though, so it's still very evenly matched. However, Sentinels really is now pressuring Dignitas. Of course, Sinatra has low health. So that's not helpful for Sentinels, but even if Sinatra goes down, Sentinels will still be fairly evenly matched with a 3v3 if it comes to that.
The drone is going to distract, and I expected a pounce, but Shanks wasn't ready.
This is a difficult situation, but Sentinels is actually pulling through with it.
Nicely done as Shazam is just finding these shots through smoke. Shanks flying in, can't get the kill.
Shazam may have saved this. The only thing
Zombs gets round number 12 for the team, and it is game point for Sentinels here. In
I kind of forgot that it was going to be 13-3, not 12-3. My bad.
Not ones where you're in a position to trade. Poised ran down the steps as Shanks
13-3. Is this really what it's going to be?
The difference between these teams. Whenever you're seeing Sentinels making some heroic plays, they've got a buddy with them. There's always a trade kill set up, or at least someone in range to do damage with you. That was a very tough retake attempt, and this could be the final round of the game. Sentinels have their opponents broke. They're going to be on Spectres. We got a bare naked Vandal. No armor, and of course it looked like just a pistol on their 5th player.
And Dig is trying to get a bit of a pace on this round. They're setting it by pushing up.
I'm reading chat, and I shouldn't be, because it's kind of bad and funny at the same time.
Coming up with some shots. Has to feel good about his play here.
Well, this is good for Dignitas. Maybe it's going to be a 13-4. Who knows?
Looking to get kills, but just being found as they come out of the woodwork.
All right, now Shazam was able to take
obviously, I'm suggesting that Sentinels are going to win here. In fairness to me, it looks like it could happen, you know what I mean? And Shazam just denies it straight away, but he did, I believe. I think Shanks is back in the game now, which is very important for Dignitas because Shanks is currently the top fragger, but Sick pushes back, and this will be it. I strongly believe this is it for Sentinels now. Sam, however, is a top fragger, but Sentinels brings it back, and it is a 13-3 victory. Sentinels Dignitas was not expecting that, and that's one thing I love about Valorant Esports, is I keep getting proven wrong in terms of what I'm expecting and what I'm thinking is going to happen, because I would never have expected Dignitas to lose that heavily. That being said, though, that was a great game. I don't think the Dignitas should take this as a we suck type of thing, because they played excellently against TSM. I think things just happen, but hopefully they can figure out what went wrong here and move forward. The only thing I can personally pick out is that Sam wasn't playing the role he usually does, as at least the role that he was playing against TSM as top fragger. Would that have changed the result there? It may have potentially. If Sam was top fragger, even above Shanks, for example, Sentinels would not have had the same chance that they just did. Regardless, though, I think there's going to be another game after this. I want to try and charge the camera battery before that game starts, so I'm going to end this video here. If this video was interesting in any way, shape or form, if you want to see more of this, hit that subscribe button, keep notifications on. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.
Shopping.